The case that America never solved. A quiet American town, a locked house, and a body with evidence. But the killer has never been found. This is the story of a murder that America still hasn't forgotten. This incident took place in 2009 in a small town in Milford, Ohio. A town where people didn't lock their doors, where crime was virtually non-existent. But one morning, everything changed. At 6:40 a.m., a neighbor called the police. The voice on the call was trembling. "I think something very wrong has happened at my neighbor's house." When the police arrived at the house, the front door was ajar. Someone had left in a hurry, or arrived in a hurry. There was no sign of forced entry inside the house. The TV was in its place. Money, jewelry, everything was safe. But on the bedroom floor lay the body of a woman. Her name was Allison Parker, age 34 years old, a school teacher, quiet nature, no enemies. Allison had been strangled to death. But the surprising thing was, no signs of struggle on the body, no evidence of forced entry into the house, no sift, which means the killer didn't need to break into the house. Or Allison knew him herself. If you like such true crime documentary stories, then like the video and subscribe to the channel, because this story doesn't end here. Allison's husband, David Parker, worked at an IT company. He was out of town the night of the incident. At least that's what he said. But when the police checked the call records, a strange thing came to light. At 11:32 p.m., David had called Allison. The call lasted only 18 seconds. Why so short? David said, "We had an argument, so I hung up the phone." But the post-mortem report says death occurred between 12 o'clock and 12:30 a.m., meaning Allison was alive. After the last call, what happened in those 30 minutes? David's alibi was a hotel receipt, CCTV footage, but the hotel was only 45 minutes away. Anyone could have gone there at night and returned in the morning. Still, the police didn't have enough evidence to arrest David. Suspicion then fell on a neighbor, Mark Hudson. Mark had a criminal record, petty theft, fights. The strangest thing? On the night of the incident, Mark cleaned his car at 4 a.m. Bloodstains? Nothing was found. If you think this case is getting complicated, like the video and subscribe for more such cases. 2 days after the murder, the police station received an anonymous call. The voice was disguised. "You're looking for the wrong person. What you see is not the truth." The call was cut off in 12 seconds. The number couldn't be traced. A gas station camera shows a man in a black jacket at 12:17 a.m. The face is unclear, but the gait, similar to Allison's husband, or perhaps just a coincidence. DNA was found under Allison's fingernails, but it doesn't match the husband, doesn't match the neighbor, is not in any criminal database, meaning the killer is still free. Months passed, years passed, witnesses fell silent. The evidence grew cold. The case was declared a cold case, but the questions remain unanswered. Allison's mother still says today, "I know, the truth will come out. Maybe late, but it will." If you want such forgotten cases to come back into the public eye, like the video and subscribe to the channel. The biggest question, was the killer the husband, the neighbor, or a third person who was never even included in the investigation? And if DNA evidence exists, why no justice? Some cases don't get solved in court. They become history. Allison Parker didn't get justice, but her story is still alive. Sometimes the questions are more dangerous than the answers.